you're not using it for anything specific, then it's mutter. A blank piece of paper, again, if it's not a problem of muktzah, it's mutter. He says the same thing earlier in Simon Ches. A few places it's mashma. Shlama ripping is not a problem of kereya, only if you want to make it in a certain size, which one of the problems, I should say, with cutting toilet paper on Shabbos is you're making it such a specific size. You don't want to have a whole roll, you want to have a few, whatever it is, kama kubiyot, whatever it's called, how many squares. So that's the issue. And then he says, Mishum kereya, ein isur elok shem kereya mafrid gufim rabim shenischaber. The issue of kereya is one of the things that are connected to separate them. That is kereya. A blank piece of paper is one piece of paper. It's not an issue. But if it's things that are together, it's also. So what does this tell us? You want to have a bag of potato chips on Shabbos, a bag of pretzels on Shabbos. You want to have a bowl of cereal on Shabbos. You want to open up a bag of cereal, a bag of potato chips, or any of those bags. Those bags are two sides that are sealed on the top, and now you're opening it. A box of cereal is two flaps that are glued together, and now you're separating it. So when I learned that, I always thought this is not an issue. So I once asked the Rav Kranitz, is this a chashash chiyuv chatos? Is this a chashash that a person might be chayuv chatos? He told me no, it's not a chashash chiyuv chatos. This is a chiyuv chatos mamish. It's mamish iser deiraisa. Mamish like turning on the light on Shabbos. And worse than turning on the light. The light might be only the Rabbanah for this over. This is an iser deiraisa to open up a box of cereal like this that's glued together, or any bag of any kind of things that we have today. All those bags, the Danish bag. If you open it up in the place where the two parts are glued together, then it's iser. You're separating two parts are separate. So that all bags, all treats that you use on Shabbos, you have to go. So what should you do? So you have to rip it, not where the things are still together, and not where there are letters. That's what you have to do. So, what?
Together.
What?
The Danish is not glued together.
The Danish is not glued together. Let's check.
It's
we have over here. Family provides. Huh? This is what?
Don't glue there.
Tell them out. So it's but there's two parts that are heated together. Hashem Sharef is heated out. Now the Rebbe's example is Gufim Rabbish is Habum Keirechun Beged Ha'orug Michutim Harbe. A beged, a lot of threads together. So who cares how much? But there are two sides of the plastic that are connected together. So whether if it's through glue or through heat. This is what
over there. There's something that's
it's chutim together. Beged ha'orug michutim harbe. There's a whole bunch of chutim that are together. And you separate the chutim. No, you did your own. That's not how you can beg it. There's a chut going around the stuff. But together.
No.
All right. This is a psak or this is a svara? I asked the Rav. He told me it's a chiyuv chatas mamish.
All back, or you got to
I came over. I sat down with him in Krelur. I sat down with him. I took him a box of snackers. I showed him the top box. The back. The back also. That one he also said. He said it's not a chash chatas. It's a chiyuv chatas mamish. So if you want to open up this, you have to rip from over here or rip down this way, like this. What? You're gonna pay the $2? I'll eat it if you pay the $2. This is a family business. So you rip down this way, that's okay. But opening it up plastically like this, the most convenient way to open up any kind of bag of snacks is the issue the Now I told this Rabbi, I heard a svara once that maybe it's not two separate pieces because it's one piece of plastic that's still on the top. Shtusim! He didn't accept that svara. He didn't even want to hear it. So we're not going to say it again. But you should know that even though he said shtusim, I say other rabbanim. I didn't hear that, but I heard people bring up the svara. The pile, if you don't have a header from a rav, then you should know that it's issur d'oraisa to open it up this way. Read it like this. So this is not a problem because there's a lot of places where there's nothing written on it. But a box of cereal with there's tons of stuff all over the place. A bag of chips. And today they have designs and ingredients and everything. The list of ingredients takes up the whole back of the page already. So it's the packaging. It's very complicated. So you have to know how to do it. And upon him. So a blank piece of paper is not an issue. But if it's a package, then it is a major issue. Which from now on, all Shabbos streets will be open before Shabbos. Yes.
What about tea bag?
A tea bag.
It has like a rip before. Like a tea bag has like a
already ripped.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Two tea bags that are together. There's many different types of tea bags. The ones that are two squares together.
Inside like a package.
You're talking about the Lipton top that's connected to the bag of Vasaretsky. There's so many different types.
Not even that.
Peanuts in the bag.
It comes in a packet inside the box.
Take pictures and send it in. I will ask the Rabbanim. That's one type. That's also the same way.
And what about Bigelow?
That you can argue that's not two separate pieces. Because l'chayda, it's one long piece, and then they fill in the tea with the stuff inside, and then they cover it, and they never actually separated it. This was separated and was afterwards put together again, by heat, by glue, whatever. Over there, you might have a svara, but by toilet paper as well. Toilet paper, it's not like they have a whole bunch of squares and they glue them all together, right? It's one long piece, obviously, that they put these, what are they called? The perforated? Perforated. Perforated. So, but he says that that's one long piece, so that's a svara to do this. That's not an issue of kereya. Issue of machat. What? Ziploc bags are not the etzem mechuber; they're open. It's a zipper. Button is also everything is okay.
It's meant to be open, though.
Huh?
It's meant to be open.
Open and closed the whole time. This is sealed together as one piece. You have to use extra force to open it. A Ziploc is it's open. It's like a zipper. It's like a button.
Yogurt.
Huh?
Yogurt.
Yogurt, same issue. Yogurt. So thank you. Yogurt's peeling in a yogurt over. It's sitting on top.
Water bottle.
Bottle cap is different. Bottle cap is Rebbe opened by Fabrengens Berabim. So there's a lot of svaros why it's mutter. That's the main svar. Yeah? Rega. Huh? Who? Can is a different story. Let's not go there right now. It's a different story.
Like a hummus, like with the seal on top.
Like a yogurt, same thing. Same problem. No. I'm sorry, I'm messing your shop up.
Bottle caps is good?
Bottle caps that Rebbe opened by Fabrengens Berabim. So some people say it was different then, but I'm pretty sure they're all the different types. It's a whole sugya of bottle caps. It's a whole different story.
What about wine?
Hummus you poke in the middle and cut around like that, yeah. There's more details around there, but this is it's very problematic. It's very problematic. Yeah, but then it gets complicated for you. You can't hit the letters and you can't make it a nice opening. That's very, very complicated. Very complicated. Open your stuff before Shabbos. That's the bottom line. Open up everything before. We had this year Nittelnacht, right? That the rabbi would open up his cut his toilet paper for Nittelnacht for the year. Do the same thing now. I'm telling you, a lot of times I see it happening on Shabbos, and I don't even bother anymore because it takes forever to teach everybody. Now everyone's here together. We're all in this together now. We're all going to suffer together. All right. If I'm in the middle of Tachnun and the Torah is being taken out, do you stand or stay sitting? So in Shulchan Aruch, Yeridei Siman Reish Pei Beis, if Beis, the Mechaber writes, Sefer Torah K'shum Mahalech, as you see the Sefer Torah walking, Chayav Lamed Lefanav, you have to stand up for it. And then the Pischei Tshuva on the side, this is Pischei Tshuva. This guy is still alive, the great rabbi, he's still alive. The Pischei Tshuva here is a few hundred years ago, and he writes that this Indian, even if you're middle of learning, you have to stand up. So the Pashas Limud Torah is the greatest thing, and there is an opinion actually that if someone's learning and someone else walks in with the Sefer Torah, you do not have to tell that person, hey, stand up, the Sefer Torah is coming in. He didn't notice it. But that's because he's learning Torah as well. However, when it comes to davening and Tachnun, the Pashas, the halachas, you do have to stand up and wait till the Sefer Torah sits down. Is there such a thing that if you sit at the corner of a table, you won't get married for 7 years? If yes, why and where is it from? So I just looked up in a whole bunch of places to try to find sources for it, and everyone says that there's no source whatsoever. One person wants to write Adarabah. As good as they find the good shidduch is, if you sit at the corner of if you come to a table full of people, and you're mevater in your spot, and you go sit somewhere else in the corner, that's as good to find the good shidduch. But according to there's no source, but they say it's an old Russian superstition. It comes from the Russians, from their beliefs in the Emunas Tfeilis. What?
My brother needs to school to get married.
So very good, very good. You have permission from all the students to skip. Permission times 3 over here. Where does not walking over someone come from? And if you did, are you supposed to do something? So again, superstition, I looked this up and I found there's one sefer called the Be'er Moshe. The Be'er Moshe, the rabbi's name was Rabbi Moshe Stern, the Debretziner. He's famous for this too, because you see the big D over here that makes it kosher, there's 4 hechshedim over here. So one of the hechshedim, it's really 3. One of the hechshedim is the D, that's the first one on Reisman's. That was the Debretziner Rav, he was a Rav in Debrecin, he came to America and was in New York. So he has a sefer called Be'er Moshe, and I was told that Bochrim, when they were bored in yeshiva, So now you write in your board, you write Q&A, you put it in the box. Over there, they had Q&A, so write, send it to him. And Hakasharim, all these strange questions they would ask him. I heard a lot of funny questions they'd ask him. But he didn't know if it was serious or not, so he took everything serious, and he would answer all the questions. Someone was asking this question as well. So he said, I always heard about this, women always makbar on it, and I always heard also that if you walk over, you're supposed to jump back the other way. That's what he heard. That's the only source. He doesn't know where it comes from. Most people laugh at it, that it's also a superstition that comes from random places, and there's no proper source for it. For Seitzich, the most ideal thing is not to walk over people. If someone's on the ground, leave them alone. If you walk into Zans, the guy with the Gemara on the floor, yeah, listen. So you should not step over him. Just tell him hello. There's some aspirants on there. I didn't walk over, that's what you know. You know I saw. I walked in, I was thinking of stepping on you, but I figured you're finally learning, not going to bother you. What's worse, people that are black or Nazis? I don't understand these questions, Islam. It's ridiculous. Nazis, Yamach Shemam, were people that they had an ideology to kill the Klal Yisrael, come on over Islam. Black people have a different color of skin. There's nothing wrong with different color of skin. It's pure stupidity. What is the connection between Shem Elikim and Mum? Because Shem Elikim and Mum have the same gematria. Also, Mokim is Elikim plus 100. That go on Tarichas. But when it comes to gematrias Bechlal, as this week's Sikha, the Rebbe talks about the Shevat, the Bereish Gli. The Rebbe writes that the Bereish, it's brought down on Svarim, is Rosh Tevis, Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and the Arizal, who was Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Shloimeh. The Rebbe says, somebody told me that Bereish is also Rosh Tevis, the Friedrich Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Ben Shalom Doiber, or Ben Shloimeh Sora. And the Rebbe says, Bechlal, you don't make these things up unless it's very, very true. V'chulu v'chulu. So it comes to gematrias on your own, you don't make things up for a batchonus, it's like for a chasnash, a nice joke, that's a nice word, you can make up a gematria, but they make it as a real connection. It doesn't say it in Svarim HaKadoshim, we can't make it up. So I've never seen anywhere in Chassidus where it talks about Elikim and Mum. It might be, I don't know the whole Chassidus, I don't know even half of Chassidus, I don't know anything, but if anybody finds something, let me know and I'll share it next time. But as far as I know, there's no connection. The Bacher writes like this: please don't ask